What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be going over some new projects that I've been eyeing. We're going to be going over a project that's a free mint, and then we'll just be going over some other cool projects that are still relatively small and you guys will still have a chance to get that whitelist for. So obviously stay tuned. And also I'm going to be talking about some pretty big news that just happened in the NFT space. And also, before we start the video, I just want to say thank you so much for 20,000 subs, and thank you guys again for all the support. It's been pretty crazy for these past couple of months. We've been growing very fast, so once again, just a very big thank you. And then also for Twitter, we've been growing relatively fast, so again, thank you for the growth on Twitter. We're about to hit like 200k. So now let's go ahead and get into the big news in the NFT space. This is probably going to be some of the biggest news that like any NFT collectors could imagine, and that is that the Bored Ape Yacht Club, or BAYC, aka Yuga Labs, has actually just acquired the CryptoPunks and the Meebits collections, which is huge. And they acquired that from Larva Labs, and I think they're going to be doing some super cool stuff. Now, the first thing that Yuga Labs actually did is they granted commercial rights to all the holders of the Meebits and the CryptoPunks, which is something that wasn't there before. So huge props to Yuga Labs. I think a lot of people are happy with that. They have a big explanation here on how they want to involve those two projects in the BAYC ecosystem. I honestly think that's a huge move for them. Even like Gary Vee is commenting on that and stuff. Like literally everyone's commenting on that. So it's huge. The whole space knows about it, and it's probably, you know, the most exciting news we've seen in a while. So now the effect that news created was very big, and we actually saw the Meebits having some insider trading before this news actually came out. We also saw a couple of other projects have some insider trading. Now the floor is obviously pumped for the Meebits, Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, obviously, because that's bullish news. A lot of people wanted to get in. Now we see Meebits had a fat pump, Bored Apes had a decent pump, and Mutants had a very small pump. So obviously that's there, that's big for the space, and I'm sure a lot of new projects and companies are having their eyes opened by this news, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more acquisitions in the future. Let's just see where things go, I guess. So now let's just go ahead and get into some new upcoming projects. Obviously I'm going to go from the biggest project down to the smallest project. We're going to start with Boki. This project obviously is relatively new. It has this cute art, and the main thing here is that it's founded by Butrick, and this guy is the artist or the founder of Starcatchers, which I'm not sure why he just literally left that project. That's, like, in my opinion, I kind of don't like that. I don't like how he just like left the project and then just went on to this new project. I don't know all the details behind it, but from what I'm hearing, that's pretty much what it is. So not the best thing. Here's an explanation. Here's like a little bit of an so here's the explanation and announcement on what's going on here. I think the Starcatchers are just probably going to partner with this project that Butrick is making, and they'll just probably have some type of a, like, longer term collab. Again, I don't like these types of things in the space where people just leave their projects and go on to other ones. But again, people are just going to buy either way because they want to make a flip. They want to be able to get into something that has this cute looking art. Again, for me, this is probably going to be more of a flip play, but I do wish the best for this project. I wish the best for the founder, and obviously this just looks cool. So let's just see where this one goes. But again, I'm just trying to put this on your guys' radar because they are relatively new. Now, the next project I want to get into is Zooverse. This project's been out for quite a while now. Obviously, it's a 444 piece collection, and these guys have obviously done decently well throughout the past few months, and we can see here with that small supply, they obviously have a decent floor price and decent volume traded. We can take a look here at their activity. It's nothing crazy, but again, it's just a project that some people know about. It's just pixelated art, and these usually do really well as long as there's some type of use case behind it, whether it's whitelist or alpha or anything like that for these smaller collections. Now, what's going on here is they're going to be having their Gen 2 mint. Now, what actually happened recently is Project Gajira had this similar type of function to where they had the Genesis collection, and then they went ahead and did a Gen 2 mint. So we can see here the Gajira Gen 2 OpenSea. They've done pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. This is exceptional for this type of market. Very unexpected for some people to see how well that these guys have done. But here's what a Gen 2 looks like for some of these projects. Again, the sample size is so small for this type of stuff with these Gen 1 and Gen 2 mints, so I don't really know where Zooverse will go. All I can say is that it's definitely going to be below a 1 ETH floor. If you guys are thinking that it's going to be half or anything like that, it's not. So I really think Project Gajira is like an exception for these types of projects because a lot of people were hyped about Gajira, and you know, I just don't think that will happen again. So that won't really happen on Zooverse in my opinion. I just think that it might have the chance to do decently well, depending on the mint price and depending on the actual supply. So for the next project, we have Illogix. This project is going to be a free mint, and obviously it looks like that they're going to be having some type of use case here. They're going to be having some type of utility token, and obviously with these free mints, there's really no risk because it's literally free. All you got to do is pay for a gas fee. But besides that, obviously the art looks super cool here. It matches with what people like to look at and what people like to have in their wallet. So obviously that's that, but we can take a look here. Their engagement's really on point here. And so for these free mints, I am a big fan of this type of stuff. I preach about it a lot on my Twitter. I know you guys follow my Twitter and see what I'm always posting and stuff. I'm always talking about how like we need to get more free mints and we need to get more cheap mints and all that stuff, because there's just too much dilution, right? So as you can see, I'm just always tweeting about that like all day long. If you guys follow me, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's what we need. These low supply, super cheap mints, or if not, just go ahead and do a free mint. It could be 10K, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's a free mint and you guys can provide some type of value to it. And as a project founder, if you were going to do that, I feel like that's a really solid move to do in this space right now. And if you are doing something good for the space, you will get that royalty money. So I think even if you want to charge more for those royalties, go above the actual standard of what collections do. So like, let's say you want to go to like 8 or 10%. I think that would be completely acceptable and people will be completely cool with that. And so for those of you who don't know, the Neo Tokyo Citizens was actually a free mint. Now, obviously this Citizens collection was composed of many different pieces, the part 1, part 2, part 3, and the actual Neo Tokyo identities, but you know, all together it became a free mint. So for those of you who don't believe in like why a free mint can be valuable, this is your answer. And obviously guys, you know, if you're not going to bring value to the project, why will there be any value to it? So, you know, you have to bring value to these projects if you want them to be valuable. A lot of projects nowadays, they are just art-based projects and they literally have no value to them because they're literally art. Like there's no community, there's nothing. And even community is a bare minimum. So that's just kind of how I'm feeling right now, guys. Obviously, I showed you a few cool projects here for you guys to look at, but overall, you know, the point of this video is really focus on these cheaper mints, really focus on these lower supply projects. You guys will end up doing very well. And one of the people that I know of in this space, Sneaky Ninja Pants, actually is dropping his free mint alpha group, which again, I'm not a fan of alpha groups with people just dropping them left and right, but he's going to be dropping a free mint called Sneaky Internet Friends. I'm super bullish on this project. It's going to be a free PFP mint with the, you know, passively generated tokens. I'm sure that's going to be from staking. They're going to have a marketplace with like whitelist, access, discounts, etc., all that stuff. 100% of the royalties go to charity. Like they're not making any money from this, nothing. I think it's just for the community, and I think it's obviously just to make the space a better place and all that. But again, it's very well explained here, the use case, the art, the charity, how are people getting paid and all that stuff. I think it's a very solid project, not just any free mint, but it's going to be a very solid project as itself. So I'm sure the guy can be charging a lot more. I'm sure he can be charging some crazy price, but he's not. He's going to be doing free mint, all royalties go to charity, everyone's a volunteer. And another project that's actually dropping today, and they are a free mint, 222 supply, super small supply. These guys are a free mint. They're called Degen Pass, right? Now with this project, the founders of this project actually started in Dark Echelon, and they learned a lot of important things to be able to launch a successful project in Dark Echelon. And them as themselves, obviously I know them, I've spoken to them. These guys are really hardworking young dudes, and I think that this project has a really good shot on being valuable. So obviously they've gotten tons of whitelist spots. They're just going crazy with these whitelists, and obviously it's a pretty small group, so I think your chances should be pretty good. So shout out to Jakey and Zero, which right here is their Twitters. You guys can go check them out, Jakey and Zero. So shout out to them for, you know, launching a free mint. This is the right way to do it. And obviously I'm sure they're going to be doing a bunch of cool things. I'm not sure about the complete gist behind the project, but again, shout out to them for doing a free mint, just like Sneaky Ninja Pants. So guys, besides that, that's pretty much what I'm thinking about the market. We can see here the OpenSea daily volume is still really low. We have a little bit of a spike after these past couple of like bearish, you could say, days of like $75 million. And I'm sure with this new Yuga Lab news, with them acquiring CryptoPunks and Meebits, we will see a little bit more volume. But again, guys, it's just the market's slow, so you can't really do anything about it. You just got to sit and watch and just wait for these projects to come, or wait for the next biggest move, and keep your eyes on these blue chip projects. If they dip low enough, you can possibly make your entry point. Again, that doesn't mean you go and get them. This video is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Obviously, for any of these projects, I do not have the whitelist for. And obviously, the only project I have the whitelist for is Sneaky Ninja Pants' Sneaky Internet Friends project. So besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I'm going to keep on pumping out this content. And lately, we've been more consistent than usual. So I guess that's a good thing. But guys, thank you so much again. Let's hit that 200K on Twitter. Hopefully, the next time I make a video, I'll have 200K. But yeah, guys, thank you so much again. I'm going to see you guys later. Peace.